Oh. Right. There we go. Hello, everyone. Something cool that I have realized, I watched a Super Horror Bro video on YouTube like a minute ago, and he said something that actually sounds pretty interesting, the mimic being the thing that caused Vanny to go crazy, and it mimicked and created Glitch Trap. Now, Burn Trap in the one security breach ending, I looked at the picture. And something I found interesting is, well, look at the mimic. Is that not the same claw? Is it not the same claw? It's got different feet. Like that, basically. It's taller and would explain why the pieces on Burn Trap, the pieces to the suit, don't look like that they fit and that they were forced on there. And that the reason why Burn Trap is never explained after Security Breach, because the Vanny ending where Gregory frees Vanny and Freddy gets disassembled and his head is free, and, well, Glamrock Freddy stays alive as a head. That is apparently what they are saying is the canon ending to Security Breach. So, the whole thing with Burn Trap didn't happen at all, because in the Security Breach ruined game, Super Horror Bro explains the Blob died at the end of the one Security Breach ending, yet it makes an appearance, a slight appearance in the DLC. So I was like, okay, I'm thinking in my head like, okay, and then I find a picture of the mimic. Lo and behold, the mimic looks just like Burn Trap. Straight down to the endoskeleton and everything. What could be very interesting is that Burn Trap, ready, is actually the mimic. And the mimic doesn't look all dressed up in a suit, probably because it was unfinished by Vanny, because she was freed, or because of all the destruction in the actual Pizzaplex, because it's no soon after that in the when Gregory gets a chance to escape, if you pick the stay and discover the mysteries of the Pizzaplex, it wasn't long after that small little choose your little thing that you end up finding Burn Trap and killing him. So I'd assume that he wasn't completely built. He could have been built, he couldn't have been. Then again, so the theory that Super Horror Bro made is that the mimic created Glitch Trap to lure Vanny in, to get the mimic into the real world. And it looks like that this was successfully done. While it could have been down here a really long time. Bye. Bye. Yeah. The mimic must have been, since it was down there for a long time, it could have been disassembled, and then it made Vanny rebuild it. But it was never finished and covered to become Burn Trap. Because the hands are the same. I could say, because even though this hand this hand right here is unfinished. Maybe that's not the truth. Or, well, maybe it's unfinished and that it was just there. Because look, that's the same claw as Burn Trap. The same one. I don't think any of the other endos had that at all. They didn't have the claws at all, no. So, the Mimic is Burn Trap. Without the ears and everything. You could go on and say that the Mimic was never finished. And because she wasn't finished, well, thank you. There wasn't enough time because Gregory got in the way of things and Vanny was stopped. So, she wasn't able to finish building the Mimic to fulfill its form. It never said anything about being in any form, only Afton's form, because it mimics Afton. The source code that was scanned in from Help Wanted that FNAF 3's William Afton, or no, that was just a picture. Five Nights at Freddy's 6, William Afton's little code chip inside his endo had his corrupted soul and everything in him. And they scanned that code in. And the Mimic, being a malicious entity already existing beforehand, mimicked Afton, creating itself a avatar in the Help Wanted game and corrupting Vanny. So all the theories out there, I guess, with Afton still being alive isn't true. He's dead. He's been long dead. And this right here tells it. Then again, isn't that his skull? Could have been a design option to stop us from coming up with the theory about the Mimic first. Now, even if I get this wrong, it's still a pretty good assumption. I mean, Matt Pat on game theory has gotten some things wrong in the past. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't a good idea. But if you think about it, isn't this a little bit taller and lankier than Afton really was? Ever was? Right? I just find it insane. And I look back and it's like, ain't no way that's anything else. That's the Mimic's so tall. How is this not the Mimic? So, there's my assumption. I think it's pretty interesting. But the two of the, they both look similar except for the eyes. Then again, their final design was the Mimic. This could have been what the Mimic was gonna be. But they didn't fully explain it. Now we know because of the books and the stories and that little robot thing in the end of Security Breach Ruin. I haven't played it yet. I don't have a PC. I'm trying to get one. Sorry if I haven't been uploading a lot lately either. I've been busy. So, like, look at the ball joints on the arms. Now let me just take a look at all the other endos and security breach. Endos. Do we just call them endos or endoskeletons? Because they are called just endos. Alright. Ain't no way. The endo is way bulkier than the mimic is. Like, see? This is way lankier than what the endo is. The endo looks like this. Or this. This is a better picture. Nor do we see any part of design on this endo at all that is connected to the mimic. The hands are regular hands. They don't have claws on them. The eyes, different. Very, very different. The face is different. It looks like it's got eyelashes, though. Oh, weird. I'm not sure whether to establish this as a girl robot because it looks like a girl. It's got a hanging piece of garbage that looks like hair, or it's nothing. But there's eyelashes, I think, on this thing. It's weird. But does anyone else see any similarities to this? No. And in fact, it is said that the mimic was down there for a very, very, very long time, as what Gregory says in the ending. So, it's not a coincidence that it doesn't look like any other endo and that Burn Trap looks the same like it. Just with a little differences, probably because they were like, this is the final design. This is the final design of what we were going for, and that this was just a test. Also, probably, it was done to commemorate Afton, because, you know, everyone goes nuts about Afton at this point. Oh, yeah, and I have seen the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna go see it when it comes out. I think that's really cool. But it looks the same almost. That claw is my sneaking suspicion that this was unfinished, or everything withered off of it at the end in ruin. Because, well, all the animatronics are like decrepit and old and ruined at that point, in ruin. It's not that far-fetched that pieces of this and the ears could have fallen off. What's saying that Burn Trap was actually finished, but he was never turned on? Or, well, no, he was turned on, but got lost or trapped, which is basically what we kind of figured out. And the fact that the mimic was in the same room, well, not the same, like, area underneath the sinkhole as Burn Trap is also not a coincidence. That is totally the fact that the mimic is Burn Trap. I hope I'm not losing anyone here, but this is big, big, big. I'm not sure if anyone else has figured this out yet. Am I not wrong? What's saying that the piece of the burn trap face, right here where I'm zooming in because you can't see my taps, isn't. Oh, wait, here we go. This right here, where I drew, is actually what is dripping off of the mimic, is the decrepit face. Someone, please. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but it's similar. Because that is looking like an old piece of stuff coming off. Because the mimic's been down there a long time. Maybe it was decrepit and old and Vanny fixed it, which is why it needed to get out. If it's been down there a really long time, Gregory doesn't even know what the thing is. Maybe he was wrong in that this is just old parts that Vanny used to put it together and transfer its intelligence into the robot, into this endoskeleton. But I find it really interesting. Now, I'm actually gonna probably have these two pictures as like my screenshot or whatever. But I hope you guys have a great day. And if I'm right, I'm gonna be blown away. I'm gonna be blown away. Also, other stuff is still coming on the way for my Lego stop motions. It's just kind of taking a while. I also want to make a FNAF one, but I still gotta get stuff for that. Alright, guys, enjoy. Hope you liked my theory on Burn Trap and the Mimic. Have a great... Wait. I rest my case. I rest my case. Come on! Oh, what'd I do? Oh. I rest my case. Bye, everyone. Have a great time. Hope you enjoyed my theory.